K-dramas have a formula for hooking in viewers. And workplace romance in a K-drama. And while you might think workplace romances are doomed to fail with strict HR policies restricting them, it's hard to restrain yourself when you catch the eye of a dashing CEO in the K-drama land. So, it's never too late to start a binging on an office romance. Number 1. Crazy Love. No-Go Jin is the most popular mathematics instructor in the private education field, and he is the CEO of GOTOP Education. Even though he has only a high school level education, he has achieved all of his success due to his extreme intelligence. He seems like a perfect man with a handsome appearance, high IQ, and wealth. He is also narcissistic. One day, he is suddenly warned that he will be murdered. Lee Shina works as No-Go Jin's secretary. She is a diligent and responsible employee. Due to her quiet and introverted personality, she has little presence with her boss No-Go Jin and her colleagues at work. Her colleagues begin to recognize her, because she has worked for the notorious No-Go Jin for more than 1 year. She then learns that she does not have much time left to live. Number 2. Suspicious Partner. Bong Hee is a judicial apprentice at the Judicial Research and Training Institute. One day, on the subway, she mistakes Ji-wook for a molester. Ji-wook is a prosecutor and denies being a molester, but Bong Hee doesn't believe him. Later, she catches her boyfriend Hee-jun in a hotel lobby with another woman. Her boyfriend is also a judicial apprentice at the same institute. Bong Hee is hurt by her boyfriend's apparent infidelity and tells him that she will sleep with the next man she bumps into. Bong Hee indeed propositions the next man she bumps into. When she looks at the man, Bong Hee realizes the man is the same man she saw on the subway, Ji-wook. They decide to have drinks and Bong Hee later passes out. When she wakes up, Bong Hee finds herself at Ji-wook's place. 3 months later, Bong Hee is assigned to work in Ji-wook's office. She works hard there. During this time, she runs into Hee-jun and tells him to take his things from her apartment. Later that night, Bong Hee goes to a nearby convenience store, and when she returns to her apartment, she finds Hee-jun stabbed to death. Bong Hee is arrested for his murder and Ji-wook becomes the prosecutor in her murder case. Even through heavy pressure from Hee-jun's father, who is the chief of the district prosecutor's office, Ji-wook finds evidences to prove Bong Hee's innocence and sets her free. Due to this incident, Ji-wook quits his job as a prosecutor and becomes a lawyer. Bong Hee attempts to find the person who murdered her ex-boyfriend. 2 years later, Bong Hee and Ji-wook meet again, but on opposing sides. Bong Hee is representing the plaintiff and Ji-wook is representing the defendant in a court case. Number 3. Forecasting Love and Weather. A romance drama about the work and love in the Office of National Weather Service, hotter than tropical nights and more unpredictable than localized heavy rains. Jin Ha-kyung is an intelligent and highly organized individual who does everything by the book and is fastidious about keeping her personal and professional lives separate. Due to her cold demeanor, she has few friends at work and has become an outsider by choice. Lee Shi-woo is a free spirit who is always thinking outside the box. Although he can appear clumsy, he boasts an impressive IQ of 150 and is able to achieve anything once he sets his mind to it. However, in spite of his intelligence and abilities, all he cares about is the weather. Han Ki-jun is a handsome and quick-witted character with a silver tongue. Using his formidable powers of persuasion, Han Ki-jun eventually gets scouted by the spokesperson's office after struggling in the early days of his career at the service. However, because he has lived his entire life as a model student, he has a hard time dealing with failure. Chae Yoo-jin is a daily weather reporter. Although she went into her job with lofty dreams of breaking news, exciting scoops, and on-site reports, Chae Yoo-jin was ultimately assigned to the weather and lifestyle team. While she was initially disappointed by the assignment, she eventually comes to grow fond of her job. Number 4. The Interest of Love. A realistic romance story of 4 people who all met at the Youngpo branch of KCU Bank. Ha Sang-soo pursues an ordinary life. He believes happiness is having an unshakable life. Due to the arrival of love, his calm daily life changes. Ahn Soo-young thinks that love does not last forever and can go away at any moment. She's busy supporting herself under unpleasant circumstances. She feels excited by a man who suddenly approaches her. Parkminyoung comes from a rich family. She is self-assertive and quite open about her feelings. When she has someone that she likes, she makes that person join her side no matter what. She enters a relationship that doesn't go as she wishes. Jong-Ian is studying for an exam to become a police officer. He has a personality that drives him do his best in everything. He lives in a harsh situation. Number 5. Call It Love. Sim Woo-ju's life became miserable because of her father and his mistress. After her father's death, Sim Woo-ju is kicked out of her home by the woman her father dated. She decides to take revenge on that woman. She approaches Han Dong-jin, who is the son of her father's ex-mistress. Sim Woo-ju gets to know him and realizes that she has fallen in love with him. Han Dong-jin is a workaholic, who has suffered from loneliness for his entire life. His life changes after he meets Sim Woo-ju. Number 6. She Would Never Know. Yoon Song works as a marketer for a cosmetic brand. She enjoys her job and does it with vigor. Her dream is to start her own cosmetic brand. Meanwhile, Chae Hyun-sung works with Yoon Song-ae as a marketer. He becomes attracted to Yoon Song-ae and tries to develop a romantic relationship with her. However, Yoon Song-ae rebuffs his advances, because she does not see younger guys as dating partners. Number 7. Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Woo Young-woo is extremely smart and she also has autism spectrum disorder. She never forgets what she sees, but she lacks in social skills and empathy. Woo Young-woo begins to work as a trainee lawyer at a large law firm. While working there, she faces prejudice and irrationality against her, but she solves cases with her own unique perspective and grows as a lawyer. Number 8. Today's webtoon. From judo to webtoons, life drastically changes for judo athlete On Mariam after a career-ending injury and an upsetting match. On Mariam embarks on a journey to find a new career passion, and she finds it as a webtoon editor at a famous webtoon company, where she meets her handsome co-worker Gu Jun-young. The rookie editors rely on each other and start a great friendship, but the platonic bond becomes a slow-burn romance. Today's webtoon illustrates the wholesome relationship companies wouldn't notice between co-workers. On Mariam and Gu Jun-young enjoy being best friends while they allow their fondness for each other to grow over time. The two characters are fabulous examples of a mature relationship. Because they base their bond on friendship, the relationship is sure to be long-term. On Mariam and Gu Jun-young are so lovable, and they're one of the best soulmates in Kdramas in recent years. They have such sweet chemistry. Number 9. Strangers Again. Oh Ha-ra is a hotshot divorce lawyer whose nickname in legal circles is the Goddess of Litigation. One of the reasons she is such a dab hand at divorce proceedings, perhaps, is the fact that she has divorced her longtime lover and fellow lawyer Gu Hyunbin. But her relatively uneventful life is turned upside down when she is unexpectedly reunited with her ex-husband, in the law courts. The duo is forced to work together, leading them to butt heads and reignite past grievances. While their professionalism prevents them from telling each other what they really think in public, tempers begin to fray and risk boiling over. The tense atmosphere is not relieved in the slightest by fellow divorce lawyers Kang Bai-kui and Kwon Si-wook, another pair of advocates who always seem to get under one another's skin. Number 10. My Secret Romance. Cha Jin-wook is a son from a wealthy family who runs a large company. He usually only pursues short-term love, but when he meets Lee Yu-mi, who has never had a boyfriend before, he changes. In a dating world full of busy people who tend to flirt and chase some relationships rather than having meaningful connections that allow them to show their true feelings, this couple has an one-night stand. They meet again 3 years later, whereupon they kick off a shaky push-pull romance that'll keep them on their toes as they fall in love.